Hello everyone, Bashar here. You can breathe easy. We are entering our last videos, a few videos left, 5 or 6 maybe, but some of them will be short. So anyway guys, we did talk about leveling, we did talk about the chores of altars of Lilith and Renown. We talked about nightmare dungeons. Next up comes the end game activities. We have the pit. The pit unlocks after completing a tier 46 nightmare dungeon. The special thing about that is a tier 46 nightmare dungeon has monsters of level 100 in it, and the pit starts from level 101, so that's why there is that transition. And in the pit, these are very reminiscent of Diablo 3's Greater Rifts. In the pit there is no loot at all, right? You kill monsters. There is a progress bar that fills, right? And after the progress bar fills, there is a portal to the boss, and you fight the boss, and you have to do it all timed, right? And I mean, this is hardcore, it's irrelevant, but in normal mode, in softcore, every time you do die, you receive a 30, 60, and 90-second movement penalties, and I think it sticks at 90 from that point on. And if the timer runs out, all of your efforts are wasted. So in the end game content, Blizzard kind of made it a little bit very vaguely similar to hardcore, as in, of course, the penalty for death is not that much, but there is a serious penalty for dying. So let's just go in the pit of the Artificer, guys. There are, I believe, up to 200 tiers. You start with tier 1. And you go in there, and if you pass it with flying colors, 3 more tiers unlock for you, right? And you go all the way up to 31. At 31, the material that starts to drop gets upgraded to Ingolith, right? The second material. This will be, absolutely outdated with the upcoming patch. The pit, the Ingolith and Neathron are going away, and so anyway, let's climb more, and at 61 it starts dropping Neathron, right? And all the way to 101 you get 1 additional Neathron drop, right? So tier 101, I believe it drops 60 Neathron or something. After that, the rewards start climbing a little slower, and as you can see, there are some jumps in my tier pits. That means I have done these with other people, but not by myself. I mean, not exactly, because I could have just done 100 and could have never climbed, but how do I have access to level 100, right, without doing the others? So that's what it means, but it goes all the way up to 76, which means I have done that by myself. So you go in, and if you pass with flying colors, as I said, it's gonna unlock 3 tiers. Now the pit is going to be used with the upcoming expansion. I'm not very familiar with details, but I know that it's going to be used for unlocking torment difficulties. Right? You succeed at some pit tiers, and the next difficulty will unlock. And on top of it, Glyph XP will be tied to the pit now instead of the nightmare dungeons. But let me just do you around. 76 is the highest ever I tried in hardcore. Of course, in softcore I'm easily farming 101. But this character is not built as good as the softcore one. In the softcore, I can still sometimes die, right? The bosses have reflections with them. So you go in, you start killing. As you can see, the bar fills, and there is also a timer that's behind, that's following, right? That is so you have 15 minutes to kill the face damage. I need to be a little bit more careful. Wow. But as you can see, if I play properly and don't face tank damage, it goes rather smoothly. I have to be careful with the undead explosions, and as I say, it is kind of reminiscent of hardcore, because deaths get punished. As I was saying, obviously not on the same level. The pit always consists of 2 levels, guys, unlike Diablo 3's greatest they can go up like 9-10 levels or something. The densities are properly balanced this time around, and there are only 2 levels. And as you can see, I can get the necessary amount of trash in about 2 minutes or thereabouts. And you can save shrine, guys. It's a good idea, right? So for example, if you think the boss will give you some grief, you can just save the shrine. And let me just show you. Conduit shrine doesn't exist in here in the pit, I think, because it increases damage by too much. Right? So just you can't do pit tiers that you shouldn't be able to do. Oh, that was silly. I did misclick on the portal. I was going to go grab the protection. That's hopefully. So the boss in here is random. Okay. Thankfully it's not one of the bad ones. So guys, that is pretty annoying. So guys, as you can see, I passed it rather easily. But the thing is, the problem is, you have seen some kind of effect on me, right? That was the clone boss, doing a cast on me. So they can one-shot you, right? That's why I have been taking it slow. I rather prefer the infernal. So that's how the pit goes, guys. You go in, you kill the necessary amount of trash, you get ported to the boss, you kill the boss, and you get your crafting materials. So we did 76, I believe. So I should have gotten, I believe, 36 Neatheron. I don't know how many I had though. Yeah, something like that. Right? That's how it goes. And this material is used to masterwork, and also in high tiers of pit, it can drop a Stygian stone. Emphasis on the can drop, right? It doesn't drop, right? It is one of the most valuable materials. So right now, thanks to the infernal hordes, the season of the infernal hordes, you can get them from tier 6, 7, or 8 infernal hordes chest as well. But back then the pit was the only method to get the Stygian stones, right? I mean, it drops very rarely from world bosses, etc. But the normal way to get them was the pit. So that's how the pit rolls, and you get your masterworking materials and you do it. And guys, the infernal hordes thing, it didn't exist in season 4, and you had to do the masterworking with the pit only, and it was a little exhausting, right? Because you could do tier 101 in about 2 minutes, with a very good character, right? And you would get 60 Neatheron, and you would need 550 Neatheron or so to get the item from level 9 to level 12, right? So like 9 runs or something to do that leveling. And thing is, guys, there is a case of not being happy with where the rolls are and re-rolling, so that was exhausting, right? But right now it's much better because of infernal hordes, and you can get a lot of Neatheron in a single run. I mean, you pay. So for example, guys, in the pit, let's say you do tier 101 in 2 minutes, and you grind 60 Neatheron in about 2 minutes, right? But of course the repeating is annoying. And in the infernal hordes tier 8, if you can do it, right? Powerful characters can do it. You would get like maybe 1,500 in about 12 minutes or so, right? So it is, the amount of materials you get per minute is much higher, and also it's much riskier, much less riskier, because the thing is, guys, I mean, even if you have a powerful character on stage 101 of the pit, right, you get distracted for a second. The image bosses, the reflection bosses, some of the reflection bosses can one-shot you, right, if you don't have a very tanky character. In the infernal hordes, it's a little more cool, right, and you fight the bosses just once. So there is that, because guys, in order to get 500 something, you have to kill 9 bosses, right? Because every boss is 60-61 Neatheron, right? You have to do them over and over and over, right? And as I said, the bosses are even if your character is powerful, risky. I mean, I do have a softcore version of this character, which is more powerful. You know, I still used to die every once and then. So guys, that's it about the pit. So it is going to change functionality, but it will remain an endgame activity with the expansion, and I will see you in the upcoming videos.